One tweet, 2 seconds, $19 billion gone. I'm holding the exact tweet that triggered the biggest crypto liquidation event in history. President Trump hit send on Chinese tariffs and the entire levered market collapsed like a house of cards in a hurricane. Now today in this video, you are going to learn how in 2 seconds of manufactured drama wiped out more than 400,000 levered traders, why Binance is getting blamed for hunting stop losses, and how just 20 days later, Trump flipped the script. If you're holding leverage, perpetuals, or even spot bags, watch this video to the end because this can save your portfolio. And make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way in and like this video at the end if you felt like you got value from it. Picture this, you're 100x long on Bitcoin at $120,000 and your liquidation price is $116,000. You're sipping coffee thinking, when Lambo? And then bam, Trump tweets. Bitcoin dumps $4,000 in like 2 seconds. Your position? Dust. Welcome to the Coin Zone where we uncover the hidden truths behind crypto and money. I'm your host, Crypto with Paul. Before we dive in, I am not a financial advisor. I am not a legal advisor. This is not legal advice, and I'm for sure as hell not a Trump shill. Okay, we're just breaking this all down together. I just have a lot of time on my tiny hands, and I like to do a lot of research. And here's what I found in my hours of digging through order books, CFTC reports, and hours of Anthony Pompliano clips on the PBD podcast. We got it? Okay, good. Because what happened on October 10th wasn't random. It was engineered chaos. According to CoinGlass, 19.3 in levered positions liquidated in under 8 minutes. That's more than the entire GDP of Iceland. But why did this happen and how? Listen, I've been in crypto for like around 5 years now. I've never seen anything like this. FTX crash was crazy. Terra Luna crash was crazy. This was crazy too. I don't think anyone saw this coming. But was this one last natural shakeout that was already built into the charts? Today we're going to break down the 5 acts of this financial tragedy and reveal a plot twist that nobody saw coming. So let's roll the tape. October 10th, 2025, President Trump, fresh off his victory, puts this on Truth Social. The market was already jittery. Bitcoin pumped around 81% to around $126,000 year to date, and altcoins were still really waiting to get started. The leverage was absolutely insane, and according to Bybit data, the average levered position across major markets was around a 68x. 68x, guys, that's like betting your house on a coin flip. Anthony Pompliano went on the PBD podcast and warned exactly this. Take a listen.
Is it really the reaction to tariffs? Is that what the fear was? What do you think caused the crash?
Well, I think there's a couple of things that are worth unpacking. First of all is Trump understands market hours of the stock market. So what did he do? He waited till the stock market closed on Friday, and then he came out and said, hey, we're going to put the 100% tariff on. I don't think that's a coincidence. Now, here's the thing, is Trump on Sunday night, you know, I posted this this meme. It's like abracadabra, make the markets go back up, right? And what does he do? He tweets out an hour and a half before a futures open on Sunday night. Like the guy knows what he's doing. And so that, you know, that's fine. Understand that.
He wasn't wrong. Trump waited until the market closed on Friday, October 10th to put the tweet out. Then Bitcoin dropped on Binance. Then 4.1 billion in longs liquidated. And this wasn't a cascade. This was a tsunami. And here's the key. Why did this happen so fast? Well, this happened because 78% of the open interest was longs. They were longs. So it was one trigger and total annihilation. It's almost like someone knew about it. And it also seems like they knew how far Bitcoin needed to drop for those positions to get liquidated. Throughout the history of cryptocurrency, accusations of market manipulation have surfaced repeatedly, mostly during periods of extreme volatility or unexpected price swings. And this often fuels debates about its maturity and its regulatory clarity. One of the earliest high-profile cases came in 2013, when researchers at the University of Texas and other published papers alleging that Box from the Mt. Gox exchange, then handling over 70% of global Bitcoin trades, orchestrated spoofing or wash trading. And they did this to inflate the price of Bitcoin from around $150 to over $1,000. And this led to the eventual collapse of Mt. Gox in 2014 amid an 850,000 Bitcoin loss. Even in 2024 and 2025, as Bitcoin surges past $100,000, post-election. Skeptics on X accuse large holders or whales and institutions of front-running ETF approvals or using derivatives on exchanges like Binance to suppress or spike prices. However, regulators like the CFTC have fined platforms for enabling these practices without fully eradicating them. And then there's also the Jamie Dimon strategy, which is to publicly shame Bitcoin, talk crap about it, and then offshore quietly buy a bunch of it when the price drops. But that doesn't even really compare to what we're going to talk about next. Here's where it gets dark. CoinGlass data shows that 11.8 billion liquidated in the first 120 seconds. That's $98 million per second. How? Well, it's something called wick hunting. Binance's BTC USDT pair wicked down to $107,000, a 21% drop. Then it snapped right back to 113. That 1072 print never traded at real volume. And according to on-chain sleuths, 97% of all liquidations happened between the 1092 to the 112 area. Where were most stop losses clustered? $110,000 to $112,000. Binance issued a statement. High volatility triggered automated liquidations. However, X was on fire and did not buy that. Quote unquote, Binance just robbed 19 billion. Quote unquote, CZ just got out of prison. Now he's controlling bots. Quote unquote, they printed the wick to liquidate retail. So is this manipulation, guys? Maybe. Could this have been prevented? 100%. But the issue is leverage addicts don't listen. CZ then took to X with his signature unflinching candor. Quote unquote, this was not Binance faltering. It was the market's brutal reminder that leverage amplifies fragility. And across the board, not just our platform. This totally dismissed whispers of foul play and platform glitches. CZ then emphasized the exchange's ironclad infrastructure. Quote unquote, we built this for the long haul. BNB held steady because our community isn't built on hype, but real utility and trust. The weak hands get shaken out, but the builders stay, and that's how we rise stronger. His words laced with that trademark emoji shrug cut right through the panic. And as we know, this is not the first time as well. Binance and CZ have been accused of market manipulation either. In a landmark 2018 study with researchers out of the University of Texas at Austin, this also included John Griffin and Eamon Shams, Binance alongside Tether issuer Bitfinex was implicated in artificially inflating Bitcoin's prices. And this happened during the 2017 bull run by issuing unregistered USDT or Tether. They did this timely to coincide with market dips, allegedly to manipulate the price. More directly, in March of 2023, the CFTC sued Binance and its founder, CZ, and former Chief Compliance Officer Samuel Lim. They did this for operating an unregistered derivatives exchange and while willfully evading U.S. laws, including inadequate anti-manipulation safeguards under the CEA. The CFTC alleged Binance's sham compliance program allowed unchecked derivatives traded by U.S. users, facilitated through VPN coaching and sub-accounts, bypassing KYC, which exposed markets to manipulation risks like spoofing and wash trading, as the platform failed to register as a future commission merchant or implement proper supervision. This culminated in a November 2023 settlement. Binance agreed to pay a record-breaking $1.3 billion fine to the CFTC. They had to cease legal operations and enhance controls with the regulators, citing Binance's role in undermining market integrity. The total body count, $19.3 billion in levered positions. This was all vaporized in under 40 minutes. So let's break it down bone by bone. Bitcoin, 11.8 billion liquidated, 78% long. Ethereum, 4.2 billion. Gas fees spiked to 1,200 Gwei. ETH perp traders tried to close before the guillotine fell. Solana, 1.1 billion. Half of it under 3 minutes. Meme coins were 1.3 billion. Pepe alone a 420 million. Nice. Doge, Sheeb, and every other frog adjacent coin all died in unison. Altcoins were around 900 million. The rest, your favorite micro cap moonshots, all turned to dust. 400,000 traders plus wiped clean. The average loss per liquidated account was $48,000. That's a down payment on a house, a year of tuition, or a lifetime supply of ramen noodles for the college kid who YOLO'd his tuition into a meme coin. But what was the worst hit here, guys? So Binance, 42% of total liquidations at around 8.1 billion. Bybit was 28%, OKX was 18%, and the rest scrapped up the crumbs. But why Binance, guys? Well, it's because they're zero fee spot margin pairs. These are catnip for leveraged degens, guys. I'm talking 125x on BTC, 100x on Sol, 75x on Pepe. Retail piled in like it was 2021 on steroids. But what was the result? A liquidity vacuum. Wick went down to 109K. There were no buyers. Only bots front-running the cascade, slurping up the carnage at fire sale prices. The order book looked like a ghost town after a nuke.
Obviously, leverage plays a huge part of this. And so the big story over the weekend was there was $19 billion of leverage that got wiped out. Now, you can look at that as how the prices went down. The way I look at it is we just reset the entire leverage in the system, and therefore that probably clears us so that we can go higher.
The average person, scared shitless. Newbies who FOMO'd in at the top sold at 109K and locked in a 20% loss in like 2 seconds. These are the same hands that type, when Lambo. They're now screaming and typing, when am I going to get my life back? This was no crash, guys. This was a reckoning. So listen up, CoinZone fam. When the market is more of a circus act with wicks from hell, FUD bombs from every corner, whales spoofing the tape like it's 2017 all over again, be calm. Because here's the truth that they don't want you to remember. Every single time the herd panics and dump their bags at the bottom, the line holds and the faithful stack, and the price normally results in ripping higher when the dust settles. You've survived Mt. Gox, the China bans, FTX crash, Terra Luna, Voyager, Celsius, and now this. Keep your keys offline and your stop losses imaginary. And also zoom out and keep your eyes on the macro picture. Institutions are still buying, ETFs are live, and a ton more are about to be approved. Nation states are still stacking. Don't let these paper-handed moments steal your gains, guys. Let the weak hands shake themselves out as you ride the next leg up. Now here's the real tea. Was this engineered? Well, here's the evidence. Binance's insurance fund grew by 1.2 billion post-crash. They profited from the liquidations. There was zero volume at the 109-200 wick. Literally 3 trades executed here, all from one wallet cluster. Bybit's CEO also tweeted and then deleted, quote unquote, volatility doesn't equal manipulation, but some wicks look ... suspicious. X then went absolutely nuclear. Quote unquote, exchanges colluded with Trump's tweeting timing. Quote unquote, they shorted the top, hunted stop losses, covered the bottom. Quote unquote, the CFTC is going to investigate Binance. Pomp also addressed this here.
What now in crypto is you have on-chain analytics. You can go and you can see what are the positions people are taking, what wallets are moving, right? All this information is almost like kind of new media to them. And so what people do is, oh my God, there's this big liquidation. They immediately begin scouring all this data, trying to find some storyline. Who caused it? Who knew what, right? Who made money here? And so when they find this, they kind of latch on to it.
Maybe opportunistic, maybe not orchestrated, but the optics were horrendous. And trust in centralized exchanges is like kind of going away, buried in a shallow grave along with 400,000 plus traders. The only winners, the house, the bots, the guy who bought the dip at 107 with a cold storage wallet and balls of steel. Now, there's many ways to look at the events that took place here, guys. Number one, a good learning opportunity to understand just how fast and crazy things can get here in the crypto space. Number two, a good opportunity to learn about market manipulation. Or number three, a good opportunity to buy the dip. Also a good opportunity to learn not to use leverage if you got wiped out. Fast forward 20 days, October 30th, 2025. Donald Trump tweets again. What happened? 60% tariffs suspended. China agrees to buy $500 billion worth of US goods. Here's Pomp's final word. The average person scared into crypto. It's always the same thing that happens. A panic, a sell-off, and then a rush back in. FOMO. These things normally lead to bull run. Trump's tariff tweet did not kill crypto, guys. So in conclusion, after 400 hours of looking at order books, CFTC reports, and these clips of Anthony Pompliano on the PBD podcast, here's the truth that nobody wants to admit. Trump did not crash the markets. Leverage did. And exchanges didn't steal 19 billion. Traders handed it to them. And the October 30th recovery, proof that the market is anti-fragile. It only gets stronger with volatility. So what should we do next? Here's my non-financial advice. Never trade with leverage that you can't afford to lose. And zoom out. 2 seconds of panic could be 20 days of gains. Hodl through the noise. And here at the Coin Zone, we're calling it. This was a shakeout before the biggest bull run of our lifetimes. And the Trump tariffs, they were just a spark. And the fuel is your greed, your fear, and your FOMO. So love them or hate them, Trump just stress tested the markets. And again, they passed with flying colors. So now I want to hear from you guys. Did you unfortunately get liquidated during October 10th? Did you buy the dip? Drop your story below, guys. And I read every comment, so I'm mad curious. Once again, you are watching the Coin Zone. I'm your host, Crypto with Paul, and I'll see you in the next investigation.